Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, all.
What's up, Paul?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
What's up,
sir.
Vaughn?
What's up?
All right, so now we're going to continue because we had some problems with the other thing that we were doing the cast with. Okay, so Paul, I don't know if you were watching the cast.
Yes, I was. I watched it live.
Okay, so give us now that we're going to have a friendly talk about this. So give us your opinion as someone from the UK, what they're trying to do.
When the BBC first started with Lord of the Reef back in the late 20s, I think 1930s, there were three key words: to educate, inform, and entertain.
Right.
And I think Doctor Who has always tried to go down that road ever since it started, with all three key words there. Now, regardless of the facts, whether it's English history, American history, European history, whatever, and also whether it's comes under the banner of black history, apartheid, or whatever, I don't see a problem as long as it's done right. The writing is done right, and it's not going to. They're not going to use it to try and change any events in history, because
Exactly.
where what I don't like is when they start messing about with the actual the story and trying to change it. If the story's done well, the writing's done well, I don't have a problem with it, and that's why I think when you've got cast members saying, I can understand certain cast members are saying, look,
Well, volunteer.
but yeah,
I'm right here.
Yeah.
And I can understand, because I think it's more maybe from a writing point of view about how it's going to be written, the writing of the story. But I still agree that from from English point of view and American point of view, maybe, that Doctor Who does have a right to be able to tell these stories. Now, just because they happen to be real stories that happened on Earth, and not something that is made up and happened up in space somewhere, it doesn't matter. BBC, Doctor Who still has a right to have good story.
But you have faith, in other words. You have faith that they're going to do the right thing.
I don't have a problem with this, not one little bit. I knew about this was going to happen a couple of weeks ago from the pictures from Girly Letters, and there was the school bus and all the rest of it, and the pictures and the little note on the door about the no black people or whatever allowed in, or something like that, and kind of put two and two together and guess this was going to be something to do with Rosa Parks. I don't know all the facts about the story, so it's going to educate me as well, and I hope that's what it does do, is educate more than trying to alienate viewers, if you want, because of the storytelling. That's the key word, is how they write the story. And
Exactly.
well, I haven't got a problem. I haven't got a problem.
I guess, it's just very touchy and I guess what set me off is that they're using the husband. And maybe it's a good thing that they're using the husband, but I don't want them to, if their aim is to teach and educate, they need to do it right. Don't have the husband going out there being manipulated and somehow telling Rosie, hey, let's go on the back of the bus, because that's not how it happened. And that, I understand that y'all are backing this, if they do it right. And maybe because I'm going off of past seasons of Doctor Who, but they really haven't did nothing that really a sensitive subject like this.
Right.
They have never ever stepped on that line where we're going to do something that actually affected people and still affecting people to this day.
Right.
So I would love them to just do it respectfully and, intelligently, and maybe educate a few people what the reality of that situation was, with a dignity and respectfulness, and have fun with it, because it's a sci-fi show, but It's just
I mean, if she
don't.
was basically having her students or companions or whatever
Yeah.
these kids are going to be with her,
Mhm.
right? If she says, "I want you to learn something here, what
Yeah.
you guys went through," and they just on the bus, but like just watching this whole play
Yeah.
Yeah.
out,
Just
that would be great.
yeah.
But
Let's not
if
throw the baby out the bathwater just yet until we've watched the episode, and then we
right.
can. Oh well, that was way off the mark, or
But
that
if they
was
try to make it that the doctor tells her the fight, then that's ridiculous. Or like, the husband's a jerk off, or like
Mhm.
just a men are stupid type of thing, then that's going to be another issue. What's up, Sally?
Because even with there was 2 episodes I can recall from the original series that took place in Hartman's. He visited Rome, and plus he visited the OK Corral. Those 2 episodes, he just visited those areas. He did not influence in any way
Right.
the happenings that went on. They just happened to be there. And
Right.
like you said, if they happen to be there and they're witnesses to history, fine. But if it's whole thing of, oh, go to the front of the bus, it's the first class of first class, then no.
Like if they do something where like, the companion or something is the one on the front of the bus and they say, "Oh yeah, go ahead, sit here," and then the whole time like, "Gee."
Oh, in other words, like they give up their seat.
Yeah, here you go. And it's like, they'll be like, "What the hell is that?" No, but no, that's not going to happen. But I just want them to not make the doctor part of women's rights and all that.
I honestly don't want her to have nothing to do with civil rights. I'm sorry.
Or
That's
women's
not her
rights.
thing.
She should
Or
be.
yeah.
I'll tell you what is a good example is a film. Tom Hanks. What was it? Where it goes different parts through history.
Are you talking about Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Now you remember Forrest Gump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that covered many parts of different history going through. The right from the
Right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Now the only complaint in that film was there was one little scene about I think there was a black woman being used as a servant to the Gumps back in the
Right. Yeah.
And that was the only complaint, considering all the stuff what went on in that film. More people complained about that one little scene than anything else. Now, could you say that was down to bad writing or how it was handled? Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is, if it's done, if the story's done well, it's not interfered with in any way, or it's not changed, then that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It's down to the writing. If the writing's good, let's not prejudge it until we've seen.
I think the problem. Yeah. Hi, Sally. So what do you feel about this Rosa Parks episode coming up with Doctor Who? I mean, you think that they're going to really? Are they going to honor the history, or are they going to have the Doctor be part of the history, or what do you think, Sally?
I hope it's more of like she's watching it happen,
Right.
not getting involved. Like Matt Smith said, just observe,
Right.
Don't interfere. But I have a feeling she's going to.
Right.
Yeah.
See, my thing is, with Moffat, okay, when he was writing stuff, basically it's apparent that, Stephen Moffat, I guess, and Mark Gatiss do not like Donald Trump. I mean, and that's fine. You could not like a political candidate or whether if maybe they don't like Republicans or whatever, but don't put it into Doctor Who like the Doctor's talking about Donald Trump, because making it that Donald Trump's like bad because they don't like Donald Trump. See, that bothers the crap out of me, and I was a million times against that. Okay, when they start doing that, it pisses me off because again, the Doctor shouldn't give a crap about Republicans, Democrats, and the Doctor doesn't just judge people like that. He says everybody's important, everybody's whatever. So for him to just start throwing out lines that Donald Trump's this and that, that's just stupid. And I don't like that. So being that we had stupidity before in Doctor Who, where they've been pushing her to be a woman like Moffat with this agenda for so long, and then it finally happens. Now I'm worried that when we do see anything, it's not going to be genuine. Like, I honestly believe, and I could be completely wrong, is that the next time the Doctor regenerates, it's going to be like a wheel. And they're going to spin it like, oh, let's have an African-American Doctor. Oh, let's have an Asian. Oh, let's have a... It's like, it's not even genuine that they want the Doctor. It's just for shock value.
Are we allowing the Doctor to make mistakes, though? Because he's always...
The Doctor should make mistakes.
Stupid man in a box.
The Doctor should make... But again, the Doctor is a man in a woman's body. Let's see the story about that. She can't just completely be a woman in 5 seconds. It has to be spread out. She's been a man for 2,000 and like so many years. And if you count the confession dial, which we don't, because it was only a couple of weeks, then it's like billions of years. But it's only 2,020 some odd years that she's a man, you know? So now she's a woman. She should have no clue how to be a woman. It should just be
bumbling around trying to figure out.
It should be a problem for him.
How do I deal with this matter? Well, I'm a woman, or how do I deal with this?
It should take years. Years it should take for him to adapt to that. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be.
As far as I know, this story, I believe, is going out as episode 6 or 7, so it's not one of the early stories.
Right.
It's a second block of filming.
Now, what about this thing about Doctor Who in October? I mean, is that really a smart thing to do that late? Because again, Angel, when they did that season with Doctor Who, and they started in September, right? They had 5 episodes. And then it was done, and then it came back with the Christmas special. You know, we had Snowman, and then we had Series 7, you know? So is it really a smart thing to do to start it in October? Because then...
It's a lot of difference.
Why?
Because,
you have 10 episodes.
Yeah, it was always scheduled to come back in the autumn. We know that. And I never believed for 1 minute it was going to come back...
August, it's too soon.
Yeah, I do think August is too soon, as far as from the UK point of view, because you think about it, as from a viewership ratings point of view, September is always the best time to get your shows out. Not August, because people are still on holiday with the children. People still, you know, it's still nice weather. People want to be out and about. Come say October. That fits in nicely with maybe a 10-week run up to Christmas, then a Christmas special. Fingers.
We still don't know if we're having a Christmas special, though.
I think we will. I cannot for the life of me, Joe, see one reason why they won't commission a Christmas special.
But it has to be a special and not an episode.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why they're moving it to Sunday?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to ask you.
Is that official, though?
No, that is just...
Okay.
That's just rumour and speculation at the moment. As far as I know, from the people I've been speaking to, putting it on a Sunday is, regardless of the congestion on a Saturday night in the UK with everything else what's being shown, because we have a problem with trying to fit Strictly Come Dancing into everything else on a Saturday night. And that means, do you put Doctor Who, do you shift everything half hour earlier or whatever? It makes a big difference. Do you clash with the X Factor, which is on the other channel, etc., etc.? There are good reasons for moving it to Sunday, because the congestion won't be as bad, but also bad reasons because people might, it could be another, you know, Jonathan Nathan Turner exercise.
See? That's what I thought right away. That's exactly what I thought right away.
We don't want that, you know.
But it's been Saturday for a long damn time. When it was 7th Doctor, when Sylvester McCoy was the Doctor, they were moving the time slots like you wouldn't believe, and then boom, cancellation. Okay, I remember this, so I don't want this to happen again. You do not move the time slot. It's a principle thing that I don't care what's on TV. You have to make your show better. And if you can't, you get canceled. But you don't buckle and say, oh, let me run to another time slot. It doesn't work.
The problem is, on a Saturday night, you're always going to have to jiggle around a little bit because Strictly Come Dancing, which is
I know it's huge there. I know.
It gets shorter every week. You lose one contestant, you know.
Right, I know.
So you're always going to have a different.
See, that doesn't happen here. They make the shows the same length, whether you have less people or not.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Every week, Strictly gets say a knock about 5 or 10 minutes off, and that's
really
your difference in timings with Doctor Who because it precedes.
Okay.
So I can understand the problem now. Personally, I wouldn't worry too much if it did go to a Sunday night.
Oh, I'd be scared shitless.
But you know, there are, I think, probably meetings high up in the BBC at the moment as to what to do in terms of the scheduling for the autumn schedule. And that doesn't mean just Doctor Who, that means other shows as well. What about this scenario, that when Doctor Who came back in 2006 or whatever it was, that it didn't start on a Saturday, it started on, say, a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night, and things went well. Would we be crying now?
It didn't, though.
I'm just saying, it could have.
But then it would be a paradox, because then it wouldn't be running against Strictly Come Dancing. It would be against something that's on Tuesday nights.
But it's not running against Strictly. It comes on before Strictly on the same channel. So
let me explain the problem, though, here, because I think what they're doing is, when they're thinking about Doctor Who, they're not thinking about the overall picture like Moffat and Russell T Davies was. Okay, if you put Doctor Who on Sundays, now let's talk about the American audience. Okay, BBC America does not start stuff, as far as I know, on Sundays. So Doctor Who will not be on Sunday night. In fact, we will get a complete week later. Now, I'm going to explain something to you, how big Doctor Who was here and still is here, even though there's no merchandise. If you're telling all the American fans that they cannot watch Doctor Who around the same day as the UK, and you're saying that we have to wait a week later with the way current technology is, where you could find anything or whatever, the ratings will be in the toilet. I guarantee it, because everybody will watch it the same time as the UK. Somehow they will not wait a week. This generation is impatient. And even though I'm not part of this I'm part of my generation, giving the means to find the episode, I'm going to do the same thing because I want to see it. Okay? So I'm going to watch it online, and I'm not going to watch it on BBC America.
If I was a betting man, I don't think it'll happen. I think they'll stay with Saturday night.
I'm hoping
at the moment, it's just newspaper talk, just to sell newspapers. There's been nothing from.
Wasn't Class on Sunday nights?
Class
was on Sunday nights.
Yeah, and then they bumped it to Monday nights.
Sunday nights.
A couple of episodes, yeah.
Sunday nights, yeah.
But I believe that for BBC America, didn't they get their record amount of ratings for the last Christmas special for Doctor Who? Or for any show?
But they did it on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not Saturday night. I'm sorry. They did it when Christmas was.
Yeah, well, it just happened to be the day Christmas fell. But I'm just saying that it's still got, it's still performing very well in America.
And I guarantee you, here's the thing, the paradox here. I guarantee you, Moffat has nothing to do with it now. But when Moffat puts out Dracula, I guarantee you'll be on Saturday night. I guarantee you'll be on Saturday night. I guarantee it.
Is that not going to be a cinema release then? It's going to be a made-for-TV?
No, it's BBC, Dracula. I guarantee you he'll put it on Saturday night. When Doctor Who's not on. Because that's the hottest night, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
Or probably after Doctor Who, because there's a gap between after Doctor Who too.
I don't think Dracula's going to start yeah.
But also, here's the thing with how they do it on BBC America. It's twice as long as it, like y'all get the true 45 or the true 60. Here, they add so many commercials onto it that it is longer than what it be. And any show that came behind it, because Class was the one that was following it, because it was trying to get ratings, you could not see the end of what happened on the next episode because it ran over into the other one. So you had to wait for that one to get what happened on the next
They're
episode.
so screwed up, and the DVR cannot handle it.
Just enough to where they could fit the commercials in, so it was unenjoyable.
You would have to, if you're going to record Doctor Who, and you wanted to get the full Doctor Who, you would have to record Doctor Who and whatever's after Doctor Who, because it runs into that time because they cannot calculate it right.
Yeah.
Same, but it's not just BBC America. It was, I remember taping Bates Motel, and I had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It just runs. Remember that?
Yeah.
They can't get the
runtime. I used to live in Australia, and they used to have Doctor Who on ABC back then, and they still do. And if I'm not mistaken, they had commercials for the Australian broadcast. But I do know, I do feel for you. I did watch the BBC America version after, only to see if they cut anything from the Christmas special. Remember, Joe, I was telling you there was no cuts made. But it spoiled the flow of the show to keep having to stop for 4 minutes or wherever it is each time. And for me, it spoiled the show.
They used to cut it because the first time it aired it was entirety. And then I remembered them cutting the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, yeah.
They cut that. And it's like, well, wait a minute, what? And it was
That's
so ridiculous.
That's no loss.
No, it's a big moment because at the end he reunites with the Pawns.
Yeah.
And to cut that is impossible.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do it weird. And I feel like if they did word to move it to Sunday, it would be on probably Monday because they don't want nothing interrupting their Star Trek Next Generation thing.
Oh, that's doing well.
Yeah, that's doing well on there for some reason. So they will, they'll probably move it to Monday nights.
Did they ever have that? Maybe they didn't even have that. That's probably why, right?
Because right now they don't show repeats like they usually do. Like when the Capaldi season ended, no, you couldn't find the recap of 10th season until it was close to him to come back around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're lucky. You've got over there. You've got the complete, or it's coming out, the complete Peter Capaldi box set.
Oh yeah, y'all not getting that?
We haven't got that over here. We can't get that over here.
I just taped them on the DVR.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans out there though, Joe, who want everything. They're completists. They want the DVDs.
Dude, there's no merchandise out hardly at all. I go every day, dude. I search all over, and I'm dying. I'm starving for Doctor Who merchandise. There's nothing out there, dude.
I've seen comic books. So the only thing I've really seen over in Barnes & Noble right now are either the latest comic book, the latest Doctor Who magazine.
There's nothing.
Or novels, novels and books they've done, which are probably been out for a while. But
I go to Barnes & Noble.
No, forget it.
I go to Barnes & Noble on a regular basis because I go to different ones to see who carries my book. So while I'm there on that mission, I'm looking to see what Doctor Who stuff they have, and there's no Titans, there's nothing. It's dried up. Same thing when I went to Forbidden Planet.
I've gone into those two, and there's another. And
I went there too. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Think Geek. I go to GameStop. There's nothing.
Most comic book stores only have a very, very small section of Doctor Who. And I went to Hot Topic. They say they're not getting anything until
Toys R Us, nothing.
Yeah. And Barnes & Noble is the same way. They said because it's not no merchandise coming out. So
nothing. And that's another problem, Paul, because wouldn't you want to promote the series with new merchandise? Like her shirt, her whatever, there's nothing. It's like deader than dead, but yet you still have a fan base. Yeah. How could you starve your fan base? No, that's what I've been in retail where I know when you put merchandise out, what's hot, what's not. There's nothing. There's not even saying, hey, Hot Topic's going to get the exclusive 13th Doctor figure or Jodie Whittaker friggin' action figure or Titan. Or there's nothing coming out. Right now, anyway.
From a commercial point of view, it would be very, very wise of BBC or BBC Enterprises, is it, who do all the merchandise?
They put them on a bus, a city bus. They put them in Times Square. Big thing like Orphan Black. When Orphan Black had that season, in Times Square, in New York, they had this big free thing, bigger than life, of Orphan Black. Doctor Who, they had them on buses. They had stuff in Times Square. Are they going to do that again? I don't think so.
If the marketing people have got any sense, this is the biggest change in the history of Doctor Who. They should market the shit out of Doctor Who.
Yeah, they should.
Exactly.
Literally,
I mean,
every time you turn around, there's been
that doesn't mean it's over here.
Doctor
That means over the pond as well.
They should, but will they? That's the problem.
See,
It's too early to say. It's too early to say at the moment.
And now you have this other show, which again, I'm not bashing that other show, the fan show, but I'm hearing all this stuff that people are trying to have a different opinion, and they're blocking people's opinions if they don't 100% agree that everything's the greatest and everything's this. You cannot say anything, and that's wrong. Even classic people from Doctor Who magazine, people from this, people from that want to speak their opinions, and they're getting blocked and they're getting censored. And why is this happening? I understand that they feel this is going to be the greatest season of Doctor Who, and that's fantastic. I want it to be too, but you won't even let anybody say a critique, a constructive criticism, nothing. That's totally wrong.
Like I said, I basically feel, and I might be alone in this thing, that she should be out there promoting right now. Because technically she only have a few months. So, I mean, if you're trying to get somebody to love your doctor and, get comfortable with the new doctor, she should be at least doing certain interviews. I'm not saying like going to conventions and doing things like that. But I'm just saying to get the public aware of her.
She should be on Good Morning America, The View. She should be on Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
They should
every damn thing
in the UK.
Jodie Whittaker, when the time comes.
Because this is a historic moment, and we're being naive to say it ain't. This is a historic moment because that show is a tradition over there, and it has been on for years and years and never had a change like this. So she's historically, it's a momentous moment, and they should be embracing that instead of hiding her and saying, "Wait till this comes out."
When it comes out here,
when is Comic-Con?
July.
July. Yeah.
But when it probably be the start of the rolling out of the message, if you like, that.
But they also have to go to the Times, all the newspapers, like Moffat did with Karen Gillan, Arthur Darvill, and Matt Smith. Remember that? He went to New York Times, which is right across the street from the Port Authority. They went to all the media outlets. They went all interviews. They did everything. Okay, that's what they need to do. Chibnall needs to do that.
Yeah, do you remember the World Tour? What Capaldi did?
Oh yeah.
But they need to do that. Exactly. They need to do that.
They need to do something like that. I mean, I think the world is ready. It's sensitive, but I think if she goes out there and promote it with the grace and dignity she has, I think she'll be well received. I mean, she's well received now, but right now we don't know nothing about this actress. From her TV resume, we can't get a feel of what she's going to bring to the table.
It is so damn secretive with her, with the doctor, and you don't see anything. It's ridiculous.
Because I know over there in England, y'all aware of her work, but overseas it's different because only thing I have seen her from is Broadchurch.
Yes,
and I haven't
seen her
that's what I've seen her from, And if she's trying to get that international ability, bring people in, she should be doing this in England, and then she should be doing something in America too, because that's what the niche is right now, is America. And right now, we can't get a feel of her work. We don't see because we don't.
There's nothing.
Don't have access. Yeah, we don't have.
They didn't put any of her stuff on BBC America like She's like, I'm not a doctor. Like that show that she was supposed to be fake doctor. Yeah. We don't get anything. Jodie Whittaker, we don't get anything. She appeared in anything.
And if you want to see something like that, you have to buy into a streaming service. But if BBC America supposed to be BBC and ITV combined, so they should have a list of catalog that you want to get to know this doctor, her acting work. They should do like a day where they just show all her movies that she ever did. Do a Broadchurch marathon to get us to feel.
There needs to be a campaign to get us on board with her.
Go ahead, Vaughn.
I was about to say because I think in retrospect it's unfair for me to base her performance on Broadchurch.
Right.
I don't
There's
have
other
her.
things.
Yeah, that's other things. She was in theater. She was doing this. I would like to get a sense of where she come from, and what can we expect. Even though the Doctor is a total different color, total different color of the nature of the show. It's just that I would like to see more of her work.
But not just her though. Bradley Walsh also. We need to see Law and Order UK. Why can't we see that?
The only thing I
did watch that.
Maybe they're going to wait until like the month before and start doing it.
How was it?
It was good. It's just basically Law and Order, yeah.
And I like Law and Order. So, yeah. I mean, why couldn't, if they get Star Trek Next Generation and Voyager, why can't we get Law and Order UK? Why not?
It's no harm to get them started right now. I mean, because waiting you'll lose viewers, and then by the time they come on, I mean, it's people. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it, but then you could have had a broader viewer base too. Even though her first episode is going to get that, but it's just they going. I guess because they're going about it all wrong, and that's what really makes me mad about this situation. Even though they have to do their job, but it's just like they should at least give her, like, she didn't have to do a lot of interviews. She can just do some interviews right now, and then just easily progress. But it's none of that. It's all quiet.
There's nothing.
Area 51.
Yeah, exactly. And I got to tell you right now, I have a feeling, right, that Moffat and Gatiss will get Dracula on the air before Doctor Who comes out. Filming and everything probably start in May or June, airing, and maybe even July. And then when it ends, then Doctor Who starts.
First drafts of the show titles, too.
But then when Dracula ends, it will be when Doctor Who starts in October. And I guarantee you Moffat would do Saturday nights. Guaranteed. Because he's smart. He knows where the money is and when you need to have it. I'm telling you, watch him bang that out. Watch him get all the actors. And he's going to get some Doctor Who actors, too. Maybe he'll get Peter Capaldi as Van Helsing. Maybe, if he was smart.
He's going to probably air it after Doctor Who because, if
they're after Doctor Who, you think?
Yeah,
I would think before.
But see, that didn't work.
First run show, they want the Doctor Who crowd to get carried over, so.
Yeah. It's the first run, so they probably have it like a lead, Doctor Who as a lead in, like I did Class, and then have it carry on. I think it's going to be behind it because that's how you get your viewers. I'm just saying. Yeah. That's how I would put it.
Sally, what's your opinion, quick? Because we didn't get to hear you talk that much about Doctor Who possibly starting in October. And anything you want to say about Doctor Who in general?
I really don't care either way. I mean, it's going to air what's going to air.
We'll watch it.
I may not watch it.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. There you go. I notice there's so many people that is not from our cast and not going to watch it. Steven, and it is what it is. So we're gonna watch it and see. Gonna give her a chance. Like every doctor, we'll give him a chance.
And that's how it should be.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt Smith, right, is another person in question. And I'm from UK. I didn't know who the hell Matt Smith was when they announced he was going to be the Doctor. To be honest, I didn't really know who David Tennant was, and so the only person who I really knew a lot about was Chris Eccleston and Peter.
Right.
Yeah,
I knew Chris Eccleston too because I knew his movies. I like his movies.
Yeah, but with Matt Smith, I thought, who the hell is Matt Smith?
Well, I would say something. I would say something, but I might get in trouble. So we'll have to do that. There you go. All right. We're narrowing down. So we're gonna.
Charles Manson, by the way. That's on the slate.
I know. We talked about that.
We talked about it.
Listen, I told you well, if you watch the cast, I'm a little worried about him saving hundreds of people and thousands of people, and now he's going to be killing hundreds of people and thousands of people. So I'm a little worried about that's a career suicide move. But if he could pull it off, then it will be a career boosting move.
Exactly.
And by the way, it was always planned that he was only going to do 2 years of The Crown because they wanted to change. It was already they wanted to change the actors after 2 years because they go through so many years each.
Right.
And so I know Olivia Colman's going to be the new.
Now we got 3 minutes. Let me bring that up. So originally, Olivia Colman she had like this thing, and they asked her some questions. She said that she wants to be a big baddie for Doctor Who. Now, she says that Chibnall doesn't know that, and she's not going to really. But then it turns out the story gets even bigger. That she did contact Chibnall after the article that she put out that she said she definitely wants to be in Doctor Who and be a big baddie. So now she actually went to Chris Chibnall and says, yes, I want to be in Doctor Who as this big villain. Now, again, not rocket science, but who could she possibly play that's a huge, big baddie? Well, it could be that Missy regenerates into Missy. I mean, it's, the Master could stay as a woman, or it could be the Rani. So it's either or.
In the first episode of Matt Smith run, Olivia Colman?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she was in Prisoner Zero. Yes, she was in 11th Hour. Yes.
Yeah.
But that was before Broadchurch.
Yeah,
Yep.
she could do a Mark Gatiss and play another role. Just like
she's going to be Missy.
Olivia Colman is a fantastic actor.
She'll be Missy.
I'm down for her doing anything with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I think they would keep the Master as Missy as a woman too. I think that's what they're going to do.
Maybe.
But see, they can't even explain what happened to her after the thing.
I know.
It's called the Nethersphere. Basically.
I know that they interviewed John Sim on TV the other day because he's got a new show coming out this week, and he said that,
really,
it's coming out on BBC, I think it is, on one of the main networks. And he said that he would always be open to coming back to Doctor Who. He never, turned his
And
back.
I heard that Chibnall, even though Moffat's saying basically he was regenerating, I heard Chibnall would really not want him to regenerate and still the Master be John Sim. So, because they worked with each other with Life on Mars, right?
Life on Mars was really good.
That may, because again, Missy don't remember everything 100%. So, because they were together, they were canceling each other out. So she don't even know if she's the next incarnation for John Sim, or if maybe she thinks he regenerates and maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, if you're asking me out of either John Sim or
Michelle Gomez.
Yeah, who would come back out of them? I think John Sim, without a doubt, would be. Michelle Gomez, I think she wants to put that away now, and move on. But
yeah, she doesn't want to be without Capaldi. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she went out with
That's it.
I know he's open because I asked him the other night on the one show, and he said no, he would never say never,
Yeah.
So.
All right, we got 1 minute left, so stay in the cast for seconds. All right, everybody, thank you guys. Take care. Bye for now.